Welcome back to Buff Daddy and welcome back to BellBarrow episode 2. So, last time I mentioned that this is gonna be my main interchange, but I'm not quite settled on leaving it for the future. I don't know yet. As for today's build, I asked on Reddit whether to build on the left area or this right area. So people said to build on the right area, but at the end it was a draw and I decided to build on the left area. I mentioned last time that cube map didn't work, so I kinda fixed it, and this is the daytime. You already saw the sunrise. I have 4 variants. This is the sunset. It's an amazing orangey colors, and this is the night. However, I don't like this horizon thingy, but it works. For this episode, I'm gonna work on this highway with grids. I'm gonna have sunken highway, and yeah, let's do this. So I tried to measure the height. I didn't want it to be so deep. I want it to be acceptable, decent depth, if that makes sense. This highway in the future, I suppose it's gonna continue alongside this seaside and go connect to the expressway or the main interchange. I'm not entirely sure of that yet, but yeah, that's it. This is the grid I was talking about. I had to use this 6-lane highway, the default one. I failed to notice that I had this one downloaded from the workshop, and it worked very perfectly for the bridges, because the transition between the two were yeah, sucks. This episode is called Infrastructure Part 1. Basically, in this one, I'm using only 6-lane not highway, 6-lane roads, the default or the vanilla one, and 2-way road, suburban road. It's so simple yet so minimalistic. In the next episode, it will be called Infrastructure Part 2, I believe. I'm gonna change the types of road, upgrade some, downgrade some. I'd like to have some 4-lane avenues, some other one-way roads. However, I'm not certain of anything at this point. I already finished this. I'm recording the commentary over it. I'm not entirely sure of anything at this point, but I do know one thing for sure. I'm going to have the train tracks go in this grid. I'm gonna have 2 tram line, or at least 1 tram line that circles around the city, at least alongside the water, I believe. I'm not entirely sure. I'd like to have a transit hub or some sort of heavy rail versus light rail stuff connection combo. I don't know yet, but this is a thing for the next episode. Here I decided not to leave this open, and I was lucky enough to have this kind of asset network stuff. Basically, it turned out great. So basically, the off-ramp and on-ramp, you can only go right or left. Yeah, it was simple as that. I copied it to the other side and some lane management, and voila, it's done. As for the sunken highway on-ramp and off-ramp, I decided to have only on-ramp from here and off-ramp from here, because this space wasn't enough basically. But 2 bridges from this one, I have another one off-ramp and another on-ramp, I believe. One on and one off. And this right here, this bridge, was the perfect one to have the 4 ways, 4 on and off ramps. And basically it turned out great. I'm not entirely sure that I'm gonna keep it for the next episode. I might make it longer, I might change it a little bit. Yeah, we will have to see. For this part, I transformed it a little bit. It was in the perfect spot for a harbor, for a passenger harbor. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe it will be a water side, a walk side, I believe. I don't know what is it called actually, but it's kind of like a walk side on the sea, like alongside the sea. At any event, I ended it with like four-lane avenue with grass as a median or in the middle. Yeah, it was quite nice. Yeah, so I'm going right off. Like when I'm done with this, I'm gonna show you a segment of me like, upgrading the other highways to have an elevated one. I don't know why, but variety. I love variety. Like I have a sunken one, an elevated one, and a ground one. Yeah, right now you see me upgrading it. It was perfect. It was just perfect. I had really to like terraform a little bit, but at the end it looks gorgeous because I wanted those avenues to continue all the way, because roads always leads places. You will see in the cinematics at the end a pretty good view of how long these avenues extend and reach. It's quite crazy if you think so, but in the real life, I mind you, I'm not trying to recreate a realistic city here. I'm just doing this for fun, just to make something look great. It doesn't have to be realistic, it's just a game. Yeah? So in real life, avenues or roads extend very much. Speaking of things that extend, I needed this train track to extend like in a straight line, like crossing those all avenues, and suddenly I had this idea to draw an avenue beside it, and it was delicious. Right now you see me blobbing those two-way roads that I was talking about. Those they are called two-way suburban street alt, I believe. Yeah, I can't remember who made them, but they are freaking delicious. One thing to mention that I searched a lot for a one-way variant of them, but I couldn't find any. But that's a problem for the next episode, I believe. I know I'm making a lot of grids, but if you really paid attention, you will find a smaller grids within the bigger grids. Like I made sure that I need to break up the grids every once in a while. You see me here leaving this triangle piece or something. I'm not entirely sure what I'm gonna like build in it, but yeah, it kind of works. And everyone makes mistakes, right? Here I messed up the measurement for this avenue. I don't know how I didn't notice this before, but I'm glad that I did, because you will roast me on the comment section. I know you will. One thing that I really liked, sorry I'm all over the place with my time lapse and my like voiceover, I dragged a street under this elevated. Right now you will see me like do it. It was so scenic. Like I had to move a little pillars of the way, but it's amazing. It's amazing, and the clearance is right enough. Yeah, that's basically it. So I'm gonna leave you with lots and lots of cinematics at the end of this road layout. I hope you all enjoyed it. Please smash that like button below. Subscribe if you already haven't subscribed. At any event, guys, I'll see you. مع السلامة.